So, yeah, I'm Jean Swanson, speaking with the Carnegie Community Action Project, and I'd first like to acknowledge that we're on the stolen Coast Salish territory of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish people, and thank them for allowing us to be here. I also think it's kind of discriminatory that the Chinese-speaking people didn't get double the time that people that don't get translation get. Anyway, I mostly want to talk about, I urge you to deny the rezoning application, and I mostly want to talk about housing. We have about 1,200 homeless people in the downtown east side, including Chinatown. We have hundreds of seniors who need decent housing. And last year in the downtown east side, a mere 11 units of welfare pension rate housing opened up. Your housing reset report says that 64,000 renters with incomes under 30,000 will need housing by 2026. There's nothing in the staff report that guarantees that even one of these units at 105 will be affordable to seniors who need housing. I'm a senior. My OAS and GIS is $1,400 a month. 30% of 1,400 is, ta-da, 420. It's not 700. It's not 962. This proposal brings up another huge problem with so-called developer-provided housing. Namely, developers don't provide it. In this case, BC Housing is giving BD $7.3 million, or, and someone asked this earlier, $292,000 per unit. And so far, legally speaking, 70% of those units can rent for market rents. And BD gets $155,000 DCL exemption because BC Housing paid $292,000 per unit. It's kind of scandalous if you ask me. The staff report says that this application, if approved, would support and advance the objectives of the housing and homelessness strategy. It might support a very flawed strategy, but it certainly doesn't support homeless people, or even at this point, there's no guarantee that seniors on fixed income will be supported. The staff report also says the application has become a symbol of the struggle in Chinatown, of the Chinatown community. And I would add that it's become a struggle, a symbol of the struggle between the Chinatown community, which wants to preserve Chinatown for its culture and living human beings, and the city, which seems to want to make Chinatown into another Yale town. The staff are saying it's okay to disregard the overwhelming disapproval of this project in the community because they're reevaluating the Chinatown development policies with the objective of better controlling the form of new development and protecting Chinatown's culture. So why should we trust this new report that's coming up? We call it the Chinatown Revitalization Action Plan. We call it the CRAP. Why should we trust that it will be anything different than what has already destroyed the essence of Chinatown? So this afternoon, I get, probably all the speakers got this little memo, hastily crafted memo, about how staff or council or somebody has now seen the evils of the old Chinatown plan and are changing the new one. So but the thing is, it doesn't even mention in this memo anything, not one word about low-income housing, which is what's desperately needed. We don't need more condos in Chinatown. Just hoping you can honor those Chinese railroad workers and the soldiers in the memorial next to this site by, how can you honor them? By building a condo project right next to the memorial, a condo project that most of them, if they were alive, couldn't begin to afford. The city has lots of land. Do a trade. Give BD a nice piece of property in a rich neighborhood and let them build a tower on it. Support the Chinatown group Chinatown concern groups demands of no market housing on this site, acquiring 105 Keefer, 100% social housing at shelter and welfare pension rate, and an intergenerational multi-use community space with an emphasis on seniors.